Hello YouTube. One more thing before I call it quits for the night is I want to talk about politics again. Uh, Specifically politics solutions number 2. If you have a chance, look at my other video and I'll kind of show it to you again, of solution number 1. And both of it right now has to do with accountability. So what I want to show you right now is how hard is Congress working for you, and what are their approval ratings, and how many got reelected in 2016. And it's very depressing because if you don't like someone, why do you keep hanging out with them? Why? Why do you keep putting them in power if you don't approve of what they're doing? And so I'm going to go over this. Um, what I want to show you is kind of similar to the whole news media introduction that I did just previously. And this is going to just show you the same thing. This is your typical 2016 calendar year working days. This is your national wage index for 2015. And this is how much the yearly salary for a senator or in a U.S. representative make. People in Congress, they make $174,000 a year. That doesn't include all the perks. I'm just doing it by baseline. You know, all the perks. They get free airport parking, free on-site gym for House members, weekend insider trading restrictions up to 239 days off, healthcare, they have pensions, all this stuff. So that's being ignored in this video. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. Here we go. All right, so we've got 261 calendar work days for your typical average American. They make $48,000, at least in 2015. There's no 2016 data yet, that's why I'm using 2015. So they earn about $184 a day. Now, you compare that with calendar days of that Congress, the House of Representatives worked. Now there's a little balance, right? So they have a lot of perks, and not necessarily because that they have a legislative day doesn't mean they're not working around it, right? Maybe they're going to work a day or two to just kind of read up on legislation that's that's going to be introduced, vote on what's going to be passed. There's a lot of stuff, so I'm not quite being fair, but I'm trying to balance that out with all the perks that they get, their pension and whatnot. So if you compare it to actual work days, because it's like doing homework, right? When you go home, sometimes you have to like check email and all the stuff. So it's kind of the same thing, but check this out. The House of Representatives, 165 days. They have legislative days. A senator had 131 legislative days. So actually, this looks wrong. I think I might have switched up the days, but I'm sorry if I did. Okay, so either way, they're making at least $1,000 per day compared to the average worker who makes $184. They have a lot of power. They get elected by you, the public, people in your state. So you really need to work with people in your state whether or not to re-elect them or not. And I'm going to switch back and talk about that a little bit. You can find out just kind of all the legislative days that they work by seeing the days in session that they have. You can do Google search, you can search for it on congress.gov, all the information's there. And I'll actually post the information below the video in the description, just like I do every video. Okay, so the political solution for number 1, holding politicians accountable. No more multiple package bills. You got a whole bunch of bills together. They're voting for it, and it's yes or no for all the bills, all consolidated into one. We don't want that. It's hard to know what they're voting for, and their excuse might be, well, politics is about negotiating, um, especially bipartisan deals and things like that. But we'll get to that later. You can still do that with just one bill, one vote, right? You can do that. You don't need to just have to negotiate with multiple package bills. We'll say that for another time. And another thing is, they're going to say, well, we don't have enough time to do one vote for one bill. And that's completely false because, like I said, right here, look, they're not working as much as you and me and the average American worker. They are not. And they're making a lot more than us. At least, what, 3-4 times, 3.5 times more than us. And they're working maybe 3/5 of the amount that we work, if not half. So it's there's no excuse for that, and you shouldn't make excuses for them. You shouldn't believe the excuses that they make for oh, it's a hard job, like President Bush. Oh, it's a tough job. All right. Now this is where it gets a little bit depressing for me, because if you look at the Congress approval rating, it's always hovering around 11%, 18%. People don't like what Congress is doing. People don't like the political system. They think it's corrupt, that they think it's unfair. Well, then why do you keep voting for them again? Hold them accountable. So in order to hold them accountable, first you have to say no to multiple package bills. You want to hold them accountable for their votes. That's how you know that they're voting for you and not something else. But saying that they're voting for you because it was packaged in with something else. Now, 2 is you have to make them work, right? They should at least either work just as much as an average American, or they should make just as much as an average American. That's what you got to do. If their approval ratings go up, maybe you base their salary off of approval ratings. If their approval ratings down, they shouldn't make anything. So they're going to want to work harder, right? If you're not making money, you're going to want to work harder and make more money. But they have a static salary. They're going to have all these benefits, perks, and pensions, health plans, and all that's given to them. So make them work for it. Hold them accountable for the work that they do, right? If they're not doing anything, don't pay them. And we have to make sure that if we don't approve of what they're doing, we don't elect them again. And what is depressing me is we're re-electing them. Look right here. The incumbent re-elections. Incumbent means people who are already in a seat, they get reelected. They're higher than average in 2016. So if you got 11% to 18% disapproval rating for Congress, and you've got 98%, 93% reelection, to put them back in to do things that you're not approving of, doesn't make sense. Use your vote. Work with your state. Work with your elected officials. Hold them accountable. Don't vote for them again if they're not working hard to do what you want them to do in office. All right, that's it. And I can get into this a little bit more, but we need to figure out a way for Congress to work with us. We gotta figure out together, because this ain't working.